Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, and if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So, I said that I was going to share my snow scare story, but it's not. Besides the fact that I misjudged something, and because of the snow, I skid and almost fell off a cliff. Other than that, not a very interesting story, and also has too much of a build-up. So the moral of the story is my car is fine and I am alive. So best case scenario for that. And let's get the show on the road. I wanted to talk about some of the comments that I've been getting for at least ULTY, because for some reason I was having trouble stringing two sentences together. So Retire and Dividends asked, when am I going to interview Jay? And so I'm actually going to then ask my audience, you right now, please comment down below, do you want me to interview Jay? Because I guess I could put aside my imposter syndrome and do some preparation and put my email in the about section so that we can actually get into contact with each other, and we can go ahead and do that. I think that Jay does faceless channels too, so we got that going for us, which would be nice. So yeah, I didn't realize that I didn't actually reply to the last time you asked that, Retire and Dividends. I had written 5 paragraphs out and just did not hit send, apparently, because it's not great to reply back with 5 paragraphs on YouTube. It should be more succinct than that. So we got that going for us, which is nice. And then SoCal Steve actually just said YMAX to the max on this video, and it took me forever. Actually, I just literally replied back to him 0 seconds ago, at least for now, because I like YMAX. And YMAX and I have had an evolution of my opinion of it, because it's expensive for what it is. But as time has gone on and it's proven itself, I now like YMAX a bunch more. So I wound up making an entire song to organize my thoughts, and there's a lot of things that I'm really interested in and I think might be technically better than YMAX, but until they've proven themselves, YMAX all the way. And then while we're on my Financial Phil Hallmarks channel, the Bitcoin movement song was inspired by, I was on our MSTR on subreddit. It was a subreddit on Reddit, and they were talking about Lose Yourself, the song from Eminem. Are you going to miss out on MicroStrategy? And so I created that parody song. And it doesn't sound anything like it, but it's actually, I think it's a catchy song. And then Step by Step. Have you ever thought in your life, hey, I need a medieval rock song that gives me a kind of complete roadmap to financial independence? Because I'm pretty sure nobody asked for that, but I did it because the Coffee and Comfort song that I did makes it sound like I don't believe in saving for retirement, and that's not true. So I wanted to clarify that just in a song, and it sounded the best as a medieval rock song. So I'm just kind of proud that I was able to say SCHD, SCHG, and VOO in a song. So yeah, we got that going for us, which is nice. I really am very happy with 5e, and I really want it to prove itself and be the best. I think that because it owns the underlying, it has the most chance of price appreciation, and the expense ratio is 0.88%. And to me, one question I would ask Jay is, do they think that they could make more index funds based off of YieldMax funds? Because what they could do is make an equal weight index and then convert YMAX to using that. And then this expense ratio could be like the 5e expense ratio. And I would appreciate that, because what happens is, like, now we have the groups. So if you were invested in Tesla and you get your Tesla distribution, you could just wait until the declaration date, figure out which one has the best distribution per dollar that the fund is worth, and then buy into it on declaration date, and then keep doing that for every one of the distributions. And what that does is, the declared amount is basically an estimation, but if enough people buy into the fund on the declaration date, everybody earns less money. And so that's like a diluted amount of distribution. But then what used to happen was we had all of the single stock ETFs on one date, and then 2 weeks later you would have YMAX. So then you would have people buying into YMAX after the declaration date, or like on declaration date. And so you were getting like a dilution of the diluted holdings. So why would I pay more for that experience to get slightly less money? But I think now that it is weekly, people are either taking the distributions and like buying into YMAX at the same time that they go into the underlyings, or just wait until Thursday. Because why would you take new money and pay even more money for a distribution? You could just wait one more day and buy it when it's cheaper. So I think it's better for the fund, for the dilution factor, that it is now weekly. And that's really helped me with my attitude with YMAX. And I was of the opinion that YMAX would be the better fund than YMAX, but YMAX has a bunch of crypto in it. And I think it's because of the crypto that they're actually able to basically have a more consistent and better yield sometimes than YMAX. And, you know, that's why I was excited about LFGY, because it's like, okay, if YMAX is good because of the crypto holdings, what is the crypto holding weekly going to be like? So I'm not as excited about LFGY being basically a themed ULTY, because, like I said before, as far as YieldMax and Jay is concerned, ULTY is doing what the prospectus has told us that it's going to do. I'm going to say it again as many times as I need to, but the first rule of investing in options is invest in something that has good fundamentals, that you have high conviction in, because if you lose and you wind up with the shares, you're going to have to live with that and hold on to it while you do whatever other option strategies that you're doing. But the problem with extremely high volatility, implied volatility stocks, is that sometimes they're like meme stocks, so the fundamentals don't matter as much. They just have high implied volatility, but the stock itself doesn't have great fundamentals, so it doesn't really appreciate in price, even if you have it for a while. And so it doesn't matter how high the implied volatility is if the underlying is just bad. So I understand that these are very highly speculative things and that, but like, I really do agree with the vast majority of what ULTY has in its basket. I know that we also have the Target 12 funds because people are complaining so much about ULTY and us having to reinvest in order to have the same buying power. But I think if we had an ULTY that, I don't even know how you would tweak the prospectus, but if you basically said, we're going to strive to do 75% of the implied volatility of the stock, that lets the fund managers put their strike prices further away from the current price of the stock, like further out of the money. And if they invest in generally good companies, then I think people would have more patience if this like modified ULTY that they weren't losing their trades all the time, that were in good things, that found its support level and is still doing like 100% distribution. I think that would be acceptable. But being in things that, like, it doesn't matter if it has a 200% implied volatility because the stock is plummeting and the value of the share is going way down and the value of your stock is going down, and then nobody trusts ULTY because they changed their prospectus in October, and then it was showing that it was kind of stable in November, but then December happened and December's market was trash, especially towards the end. And now January is not doing well either, so like it took ULTY too long to figure out how they needed to change the prospectus to fine-tune it, and now the market's bad. So it just has a lot working against it right now. But I do appreciate that YieldMax does experimentations and that they're publishing novel products, and if they could do things that were like either, you know, an equal weighted index, or if they had, not like feet is great, but could they do, instead of like a market cap index, do a momentum score ranking index so that the stocks with the highest momentum have the bigger portion of the fund, but it's still indexed, so it's cheaper. So I think there's a lot of things that YieldMax can experiment with and that I would be excited for in the future. And the entire space is evolving so that we're finding where that sweet spot is of, I do want to earn more than like a JEPI or a JEPQ, but I also don't want to sacrifice my NAV too much. And, you know, I really don't care about my NAV, except I would like for it to generally recover between distributions, because I don't care that you made more in premiums if you don't think that the stock is going to appreciate between now and the next distribution. Like, I'll take less of a distribution so that the price doesn't have to go up as much. It's a weird psychological thing, but I do appreciate that YieldMax is like, here is all of the profit that we made from this. You can decide whether you want to reinvest back into this fund or not. So YieldMax got that going for them, which is nice. Anyways, let me know if you would like me to interview Jay, And I'm going to end with, here is YieldMight. And no, I did not wind up doing, getting this updated, but we're going to get that done tomorrow, hopefully, and I'll keep you updated on the updates. But this website is, you just compare high-income ETFs side by side. This might be what you can get for the yields. You can then click into it and change the stock price and the dividend amount and get a better visualization and understanding of like what you will get per price, like per the price of the stock, per dollar that you have invested. How much distribution are you going to get? So I will talk to you later. Bye.